why you're
just standing in a sex shop.
You're bouncing back and forth.
Hold on. One at a time. You explain to me what were you just talking about?
Rue being able to choose his own adventure when it comes to his dick size.
Okay, and then you did was it like choose your character?
Or no,
like Smash. Like,
yeah, Cameron
and
did.
then what about a sex shop?
Well, Ari proceeded to do a little dance, and all I can imagine is someone like standing in a sex shop and like them like scrolling through different dick sizes and like swapping through characters.
All right.
Choose your character, but it's different fighting positions with each one.
Yeah.
Like if it's one of those ridiculously long ones, they're holding
like
it like a sword.
Dildo.
Dildo?
Dildo.
That sounds like a phone company. Oh, I don't know why Dildo reminds me. Norelco. It just sounds like a machine. All right. Sorry about the intro. Welcome to the next episode of Too Many Chairs.
It moves.
Yeah, it moves.
Oh, wait. The microphone moves?
Yeah, it's a dope ass mic.
I've never seen it move, and now it's not moving.
I just watched it wiggle, and like my mind was blown.
All right. Well, this is brought to you by Dope Ass Mike. My name is Cole.
Oh, I'm Ari. I'm watching the microphone intently.
Hi, I'm Cameron.
I love that that's become like I want to do like weird openings now, like every now and then, because I feel weirdly jealous. Cameron's got this thing now, and it's been reoccurring for the other 2 episodes where he's like, "Hi, I'm Cameron," and I want to be like, "I'm the Glizzy Gladiator Cole," and just open it up.
Next character, we have 2 great new characters in mind.
Yeah.
Oh, what was mine?
I don't know.
We were walking past that dog.
A dog.
And I started with an S. Sentinel of the Porch.
Oh, Sentinel. Okay. So we were walking Walmart to try to find Splatoon 3.
Yeah.
Which is not out. The demo is out.
Oh, the demo's out?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so you know all that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're walking to, and so Cameron's like, oh, by the way, like a porch sentinel or the sentinel of the porch, like just as a character concept, just in general. And I was like, it would be fascinating to know that, and it's not some like really like weird mutated DNA kind of a creature. It's not an elf. It's not an orc or a golem. You know, something you'd expect to be like a real sentinel like type. It's just a dude. Like it's just a normal guy, and like. The whole thing with them being like the sentinels of the porch is like they have nowhere to go. They just guard the porch and that's it. And like maybe a little bit around it. So they don't eat, they don't drink, and these people just starve to death.
See, all I could think of when you were talking about that is in like those old like Western movies or like the movies wherever someone's like, I'm gonna go to the small town. There's always the general store with those 2 hillbillies sitting outside playing checkers.
Oh, fuck yeah.
In every, like, goddamn movie.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Cracker Barrel.
Holy shit.
Where old people just sit outside in rocking chairs, or at least there's like thousands of okay, I know there's not that many, but every time I go to a Cracker Barrel, it seems like there's thousands of wooden chairs.
Oh
just
my God.
sitting outside.
There is. I went to a Cracker Barrel.
And they have the giant checkers board, like with the cloth sheet. Yeah.
My family went to Cracker Barrel.
I love checkers.
What the fuck?
Just their fries, nothing else.
As you sit there and wear checkers in your dad shirt.
I like the checkers pattern too.
But we went to a Cracker Barrel when my family took a trip recently, and because my aunt likes Cracker Barrel, no one else in our family likes Cracker Barrel. But
I'm uncomfortable in Cracker Barrel.
I feel
the only people who go there are white, like
old white people.
I've seen black people go to Cracker Barrel.
What?
Yeah.
Oh well, so when we went, because we were in upstate New York, like there was a bunch of black people there.
There's Cracker Barrels in New York?
There's a Cracker Barrel in upstate New York.
My ass there is.
But we got there. No. We got there. It was
in your ass.
It was
my ass is a Cracker Barrel.
Oh my god. But
you know how many white men I can fit there?
We've lost Cameron already.
Cameron's in a ball. Give him a moment. Go on.
But we it was like literally the day before we were going to Woodstock.
Yeah.
So it was like mid-state New York, but we were there and we got there and our waiter came over and he was like, so we're out of fried chicken, we're out of this, we're out of this. And he just started listing things that they were out of. And my mom,
holy shit.
like once we ordered, like they're out of root beer too.
What?
And yeah,
I was out of root beer yesterday.
So bummed.
This redneck. Hold on. So this mostly, I'm assuming, my IQ is lower than the amount of teeth in my mouth.
Yeah.
Eatery has no fried chicken.
No.
And no root beer.
No root beer.
You can't deny rednecks root beer.
Apparently you can. He brought out like basically the knockoff like butter beer, like the butterscotch cream soda.
Okay, I think
that's
that's
what
like
we
straight
had
up like
again.
Harry Potter butterbeer. I was like,
Yeah,
God, I
well,
wish.
No, they sell that.
Cracker Barrel sells butterbeer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sell butterbeer.
Yeah.
It's the kind that Cameron
that's
sells.
not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking
I
about.
know, you're thinking about the shit you get at Universal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
$10
good.
for a 12-ounce cup.
I would
It's
happily
so
pay.
not
good,
more.
I would
though.
happily pay $20. Universal employees, if any of you hear this for some reason, upcharge on your butt. It's so good.
It's so good.
I would. No, go on. I don't want to commit crimes over butterbeer.
Okay. The recipe that I make that you think smells like a cherry cordial is their fire whiskey cocktail recipe, or one of their fire whiskey cocktails.
Yeah,
they make.
I appreciate people who like cinnamon whiskey, if you want to call it whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not whiskey. It's candy.
Uh-huh.
What?
Look at the pink on this bottle.
Yeah. Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
We're ruining the podcast so that you can talk about strawberries under the blue light.
It's not ruined. I'm fascinated.
Strawberries Under the Blue Light sounds like.
Oh my god, that'd be a
something
hell of
like-
a band name, wouldn't
Right?
it? Strawberries under the. Yeah, but then they'd
Or
have to be.
it sounds like a song title or a poem.
Yeah, I mean, or they'd have to be like as white as Cameron, where like you can see some of the blood underneath your skin a little bit sometimes.
I used to be tan.
When it's oxygenated, and it's like, oh.
I used to be tan.
You moved up here.
Fuck.
And I moved.
Sorry, we were talking about
We
butterbeer.
were talking about
Cracker
Cracker
Barrel.
Barrel. But yeah, okay, yes, Cracker Barrel. So they're out of a lot of everything, and so we ordered what we wanted. Thankfully, we were able to order most of what we wanted. My grilled cheese was very sad. The cheese wasn't even actually melted. And I should have kept with literally just the mashed. I should have just ordered a bowl of mashed potatoes because those are fucking delicious.
Yeah.
But like, I was so bummed.
So here's a quick question for you.
Yeah,
When it comes to Cracker Barrel's mashed potatoes, and I understand because I've had their mashed potatoes, and it is delicious. It's good. I like it. But it's one of those things like Cameron has where you want, I think it's KFC's macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
Because it feels like there's sand in it.
Oh my
I-
god.
Wanted KFC's mac and cheese the other day so bad. And Cole went, go make mac and cheese. And I went, it won't feel like I'm eating sandpaper.
Isn't there a KFC down the street from us?
I have no
I have
clue.
no clue.
I think there is. I will
We
see.
leave the
There's
house
at
to go
least
to
a
work,
Taco
and then we
Bell.
leave the house to go to Walmart to buy groceries, which we still
Also,
need to
I'm
do.
not
Yes.
walking my ass down the highway
No, that's fair.
for KFC.
I did have mac and cheese at Cracker Barrel, and it was very sad.
Yeah, it
was like
Everything
at
at
least
Cracker Barrel is very sad. It's Cracker Barrel.
I honestly spent most of the time at Cracker Barrel playing. You know how they have the little peg game
Yeah.
at the table? I spent most of the time playing the peg game. I did it once successfully where there's only one peg left.
Yeah.
And then every other time I would get like 3 pegs.
Well,
And I feel like
there's an
an
official
idiot.
way to play that game. Like, there's an official way to start, like, to get it 100% of the time through and through. It's not like any
See,
kind
I figured that out, and then I forgot it the next time. once I finally did it, my mom was like, "Oh, how'd you do it?" And I was like, "I don't know." And so I tried to do it again, and she was like, did you?" I was like, "I don't know how I did it last time." And she was like, "Well." But
the peg game information on how to win it all the time is the only bit of useful information that my ancient racist grandfather had ever taught me. It's the only thing I could ever glean, like recognize as like useful information when I was a kid.
I think I have one at my mom's house that
racist
I bought. No,
ancient grandfather.
no.
We all have one.
The peg game.
Yeah, Grandpa's pretty racist.
Cameron's good at the peg game.
I am so happy you said that because I've been thinking it every time Ari says peg, peg, peg. That's like my brain's like, I'd like to.
One time, the closest I ever came to pegging is there was one time.
Cracker Barrel, your time's up. We're done shitting on you. We shit on you for like 6 whole minutes.
There was one
Vacate the area. We're talking about sex now.
Talk about sex, baby. Pretty sure I can't sing that song.
There wasn't enough of it for anyone to really pick up on it, I don't think. But the closest I ever came to that was when like I was dating my ex, and we wouldn't get experimental, but every once in a while we're like, hey, there's this thing we should try. Let's try it. We didn't date for long enough to try multiple things, but there's one time I just if I don't remember what show it is, but it's just whatever show where they just go, hummus, thoughts? And
what the fuck are you talking about?
It's a show. It's a quote from a show.
The fuck it is? What show?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Onto the phone.
Okay. Someone's gonna know it and say it in the comments, and I'm gonna feel like an idiot because I'm pretty sure it's a popular one.
I just want hummus now. Like I
want dots. Like they're really quickly melting ice cream.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
You say, I've never watched Brooklyn
Nine-Nine. I've only seen funny clips of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I'll show you.
I've never watched the
name, though, I'm going to associate.
Thoughts. Not dots.
Thoughts.
Like thoughts, like mental thoughts.
I thought you said hummus. Dots?
So not THOT.
No. But like, I literally, like, I had that quote pop into my head, and so I literally just texted my ex, pegging, thoughts?
Like, straight to the point.
Do you think about it, or?
Yeah, so that was, I don't remember what the response was, but that was the way I approached that conversation, because I was like, I want to know. Yeah. I'm curious.
Can I fuck you? My whole thing when it comes to like my relationship with any kind of a fake penis is if it's not in me, I like the idea of once my flesh penis has ran out of stamina, I would like to then put on a silicone one and continue my job.
You've done that. You broke my first penis.
What?
Yeah.
Her name was Chelsea.
I'm learning so much.
And she ripped. You ripped her.
I ripped it.
Oh my god.
The nuts gone.
Your fake penis got neutered.
Chelsea was retired shortly after.
I broke my first vibrator and I had to get a new one. My mom.
Did you do like the classic, like you burnt out the engine?
No. So the button broke. The button to turn it on broke.
Okay. Well, I thought. Wait, what?
The button.
Like, it was a mechanical issue, or you mean like? I used too much lube and this thing's not actually waterproof.
No. It was like a mechanical issue. Like the button broke, and then at one point the little rubber cap came off. So it was literally just like the button and then the circuit board. I would use it.
I would try so badly to try to get like I'd pull like a membrane key off of like a keyboard from an old laptop and try to shave it down.
Wait, specifically use the O key.
Yeah.
But then, so that happened, and then I tried to change the battery, and when the top screwed on, it wouldn't screw on right. So either it was constantly on, or I couldn't use it.
Did you pay $12 for this vibrator?
Yeah, it was a pretty cheap vibrator.
I bought my first one on Wish.
I think
Are you fucking shitting
So
me?
I spent like $5.
That's where that came from? Is Wish?
The little pink one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
mine was like
that.
a little bullet
It's like
one.
this big.
That thing can go.
Oh yeah, no, those things were the little tiny ones are powerful.
It feels like they put because when I hold it and it's on full,
yeah.
it feels like they put like an RC car like engine in it. And I'm like, damn.
I still have it.
I know.
I bought it coming on 6 years ago.
Yeah. I bought mine my freshman year of college, and it lasted me like 2 years maybe before the cap. And then I couldn't get the cap off, so I couldn't fix it at all.
It's not even like a motor issue. It's quite literally like it won't screw on.
Yeah, it won't screw properly.
It won't screw properly.
It will, but it won't.
Yeah. But either way, when I had mentioned casually in passing in conversation at one point that my vibrator had broken, my mom looked at me and went, "Damn, are you that desperate?" And I was like, "Mom!"
You saying "damn, are you that desperate" reminds me, and Cole has heard this plenty of times.
Oh, is this when you wouldn't stop fucking like with your friends? I'm horny just all the time.
I had just started testosterone. And I was lonely, and I was horny, and I was angry. And my friends were so tired of listening to me complain about how I have no one or to fuck that my asexual ass friend was like, "We're going to a sex shop," and bought me 2 different sized, different shaped, different colored, wonderful dildos. And it was like, shut up. They were like, "Go enjoy yourself. Just please stop being angry."
Well, because from what I understand from when I heard the story the first time is like, it's one of those things where like it just keeps being brought up.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's like one of those things where like someone can't tell this story enough.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, and then like, or someone's like talking, they're like, "But I was sitting there," and but I was sitting there, and so it's one of those things.
But I was horny,
and it's like, oh, we fucking get it.
It was so bad. Those were both great. The green one was weird.
Okay.
The orange one.
What do you mean?
Great.
Like he didn't pay rent?
It was just the shape was wrong.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
All right.
It wasn't fun. Same sex shop.
Shame.
Same sex shop.
Open up a sex shop.
was just.
Hey, you. What are you into?
Feet.
Why does it?
Why was that your instant reaction?
Hold on.
Everyone's
Hold on. We're gonna do this right now. So you walk in and hey man, what's up? What are you looking for today?
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh, cool. No discount for you because choking's unhealthy, and you know what? Come choke me. Show me what you got. No, I'd love to open up with some.
It's gonna be like Dick's Last Resort, or like the restaurant chains where they're specifically assholes to you, but it's a sex shop and you just perpetually kink shame. You walk out with a condom on your head instead of one of the paper bag hats.
Oh goodness gracious!
Woo! Oh my god!
They have one of.
Oh my god! I could make millions if I make not the shop. I was thinking about like, well, Cameron said feet, and I was like, And so so I want to make like a sleeve that your lady or your male shut up that your lady or the lady that your male friend could put over their toes, kind of like a really gross sandal. But it still allows you to feel like the bottom of the bare feet, and then so it's kind of like a rub pad almost.
Oh my God.
And then there's also like a cock ring, and then so you jerk someone off with your foot but like it's kind of like almost like a what?
I'm gonna tell my stories about the sex shop now. We're gonna move away from the feet talking.
Sorry.
2 short stories. Same sex shop I got my toys from. One time I walked in and the person working there went, "What can I get for you?" And I went, "Not really sure today." And brought me over to one of those dick strokers, but it's like the full ass. And it vibrates. And he was like, "It's really great." And he was just telling me how it's great and he thinks I'll enjoy it. And I looked at him and I was like, "I don't have a penis." He was like, "Oh."
Oh.
And I was like, "Thank you for thinking that I have one."
That's how it was when we first started getting together. And I was like, I'm going to blow this guy. And then surprise.
You were told no less than 7 times the first day you met me, he's trans.
Yeah, but it was like the Peanuts parents.
Yeah.
All in my ear. And I'm just looking at Cameron like, yeah, I'm going to suck his dick.
Second story, again, same sex shop. I just was pondering around the store and I was staring at the butt plugs and the old lady that owned the store went, "You're too young for those." And
what, as to keep her shit in? Like her asshole is a loose bag of leaves?
She's like, "You're too young for those. You don't need to dive into that deep of stuff yet." And her person that she had working for her, like, stepped in and was like, "Excuse me, I'm 23 and I love anything to do with anal." And like grabbed me by the shoulder and was like, "You do whatever makes you happy. Ignore this old soggy bitch."
Oh my god!
What if that's their sales like ploy though? Like their character team, or like this old woman that you're like, I associate you with someone who doesn't have any kind of fun, because all the old dead hippie, all the old fun hippie women are dead now from all the LSD and sex related diseases.
You look at this old lady and she's like, "I do missionary every night."
Oh, like Markiplier.
Oh my god.
God, he's pretty though, so it's okay.
Pretty vanilla boy.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, but yeah, no, like that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh god, I'm sure you're so much fun to have in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And then
Doggy is spicy.
Yeah, right. and then comes in your saving grace, and she's like, "I know what you need." That's actually not a bad marketing tactic.
No.
It's like good cop, bad cop, but like good cock, bad cock.
Did you have a question for us tonight?
Oh, I thought about doing so what I want to do is every now and then I want to do like a point system kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we can use the kitties if you want as points, but I also don't want to be the one to like assign like which cat has higher point values.
I know we can do it.
The good kitty, bad kitty.
Yeah,
Who's the good kitty for the week and who's the bad kitty for the week?
So we have on our calendar in
but then we'd always have to keep track of like, did Cameron earn this many points on this day because...
Well, we got to start writing that shit down, don't we?
I already do so much writing.
I know.
I can write it down on my phone. I'll keep track of this.
I mean, I don't. If I'm gonna do prizes, I might bring home like a chocolate bar. Yeah. I'm not gonna come in with a new laptop and be like,
"No,
Ari, you won last week's."
I don't even really care for the prizes. I'm just competitive enough where I'll want more points.
All right. I will go buy myself a chocolate bar if I want one that bad. I am only here for your affection, honey. If that is the prize, I will fight some bitches in a parking lot at 7 a.m.
In a parking what?
Parking lot.
Okay, parking loft.
And if I remember correctly, Klaus is bad cat of the week.
Yeah, he's bad cat of the week.
Good cat of the week.
Yep.
But all right, no. So we're gonna start with our first question. And we'll start with who wants to go first? If you feel comfortable going first, raise a hand. Okay. Yes, I love how fucking slow that was.
My shoulder popped.
I love Cameron's experiencing the thing where like he's now mid-20s and he's getting to the point where he's like, "Oh, I'm actually slowly feeling my body shut down."
I had that thought the other day. Because like you know how they say like your brain stops developing at 25 and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's like 25, 26, something like that.
Yeah. All I know is that I was sitting here And I had that startling realization that I turned 25 in March and my brain will probably stop developing. And I'm like, oh dear God, don't leave me like this for the rest of my life. And that was my thought.
I don't know how I feel about that whole like thing, because like you're constantly learning all the time.
Yeah, no. That.
So I feel like that's false information. I feel like they're like, you need to be graduating high school and in college before this time and date so that you can be fully developed. And it's like, I know what you want. You
no, but
little...
it's like the
the frontal cortex.
Yeah, the certain frontal cortex decision making.
I know not to rape and murder people. I think I'm fully developed enough.
True.
Hear me out. What they literally mean is your brain physically is still growing in size until you hit 25 or 26.
So Mark never stopped.
Exactly. And what if your brain never stops and you just become Megamind?
No.
I mean, hold on, I'm like measuring. I think I'd be fine with it. All right, I don't want to get too far off of what I was originally trying to get to. All right, but no, we're gonna do a little bit of a point system. So I had a few questions racked up, and then Cameron, we're gonna start with you.
Hello.
So the question is that I have first lined up is, what is the worst work experience you've ever had? What is the creme de la creme on the fucking coffee of dark shit?
Does it have to be inside the workplace, or can it be slightly work related outside of work?
I will allow both.
Inside the workplace, I think both of them are the fucking pet store. Oh, well, them like Wiggles, it can hear me. Both of them are the pet store, be it inside the building and something that happened outside the building. Inside the building, I think my worst experience with the pet store was we had an animal delivered to us. And it was just screaming in pain.
The animal screaming?
Yeah.
What animal was it?
It was a ferret.
Oh.
It was screaming and crying, and we opened it to look at it, and it was not healthy at all. Baby. And the guy was like, "Take it, it's fine." And I was like, "I can't. Legally, I cannot take this animal." That and like the fact that you are just so numb. He was so numb to this animal screaming. I was like, "You do this too much. This happens too much." I don't know how long he was delivering animals, but no emotion in that man.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure in his head he was like, I'm just here to do my fucking delivery job and then go home. So,
which I get, but also I don't know if it's just me. Like, I just have like the biggest soft spot for animals. Mm-hmm. I hate human children.
Well, I imagine if you move enough living like creatures, especially in that position, it just becomes merchandise in your head. Mm-hmm. You know, you kind of you disassociate in that way, and you're just like, yeah, this is just product. Mm-hmm. And so that's what it kind of becomes, I imagine.
But it was just, I had never heard, like, I've heard ferrets make noise, but I have never heard one just cry and cry and cry. And I didn't know what to do, and I felt horrible. Actually, that's not it. My first week there, because you probably remember this, I almost quit my first week there. That bird had a seizure.
Oh, yeah.
In my arms. It was a conure, and I was just holding it as it had a seizure in my hands, and I was just crying. My manager looked at me, and she went, "Yeah, we didn't think this one was going to make it." And I was like, it's like, and you've left it to me.
Yeah, and at that point, why wouldn't you go seek, professional help?
Why wouldn't you bring it to
Well, from my understanding with that one, they did.
Oh, they did?
They did bring that one to a vet because the pet store did have access if they requested corporate, if they could bring an animal that they already had to a vet if it was needed, if they could not solve the problem themselves. They would be given permission. And this one they had, and from what I'm aware of, from what I remember, it just had brain issues. It was not a healthy bird to begin with.
Okay.
And birds are the type of animal where like you can't. It's very, very hard to tell, much like a cat actually, that they're unhealthy until it's almost too late. They hide it very well.
Well, I mean that animal can't also walk up to you in plain English or common, if you wish, be like, "Hey, my head probably not cool right now."
Especially if it is what that bird had, which was some sort of brain disconnect, lack of function. Something was going on that was just wrong. Just that you physically from the outside wouldn't have been able to tell anyways. That sucked.
I kind of get that too, and I think that translates well over to like even just our species, just being animals as well. Because when my baby sister was diagnosed with brain cancer, like before she was diagnosed with brain cancer, Sterling would just stare and stare and stare because she was seeing double vision because it was putting too much pressure on where vision is in the back of the brain, and so she would stare at you because she couldn't tell why she was seeing two of you. And so she was just confused. And then we would, not knowing, we just thought she was just, kids having a staring problem. And so we would get on to her about it and yell at her about it. And even my mom, and like Sterling would just break down and cry. And she's like, I don't know why. She's like, there's so many of you and I don't know why. And so until she started, like it was getting to the point where it was too late, where Sterling was showing other signs that were close to fatal, then we didn't have a clue.
Outside of work, again, still the pet store, my coworker was very angry, actually, that Cole would not talk to our other coworker that he had a crush on. Not Cole. It is the thing. Anywho, he kidnapped me. Yeah. Essentially pressured me to get in his car by asking me to come to work under the guise that there was no one else there and he needed help closing. There wasn't. There was other people there. And then was like, let me drive you home because it's really, really late. And I went, no. And he went, yes. And I went, no. And he went, yes. And that continued for a while. And then he just kind of picked my bike up and put it in his car anyways.
Oh my God.
So I had a choice, I guess, but I also was like, he's driven me home before.
I would have just called the cops. I wouldn't have even.
Yeah, but I'm a big baby. But he had driven me home before, so I was like, you know what, fucking fine. And he locked me in his car and wouldn't let me out after I actively tried to get out of his car and told him to let me out.
Jeez,
that was a big, huge thing. But those, I think, are two of my worst work experiences. I worked in a drive-through, and that was so much better than that pet store.
God.
All right. No, I wanted to. I called him on the phone almost immediately and just screamed at him. And then I threatened to murder him over text, which then the police got involved. And then they figured out that Dylan was the one who started it and provoked it. And they're like, just don't let them work together. And that was how they resolved that issue.
Good God.
But no, for especially like me being involved with one of those more heavily, and it kind of being a more serious tone, I get why it's so fucked up. I will give you 2 Phoebes and a Klaus.
How many?
Phoebes are going to be 10s, and then Klaus is going to be 5.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also, if I toot at any point, I'm sorry.
Are you apologizing to me or the people?
Just in general.
Okay. I don't care.
To the chairs.
Apologize to the bed you're sitting on.
I'm on a chair.
No, you sit next to your chair. You're never on the chair.
Close enough.
I sit on the floor.
All right. I'm gonna move the turn over to you.
Me?
Yeah. Do you remember?
Because there's anyone else here.
Do you remember there's 3 of us, Ari.
Yes.
Do you remember the prompt or no?
Yes, about bad work experiences.
What like the creme de la creme? Like what's the top
creme de la creme?
And if you want to give 2 examples, like Cameron did, because he kind of ignored that rule a little bit, just took off from there.
Well, because I didn't know if it had to be in the building.
I told you when you asked, Either one was fine. And you're like, okay, I have two.
Gosh, I'm trying to think about like what mine is, because like I've worked at various places, and like for the most part, if I don't enjoy my job, I'm one of those people that I'm just like, I don't like this is making me depressed, bye.
No 2 weeks, you just
no
out?
I do 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, like,
but like
fuck this shit, I'm
I
leaving.
because I use those 2 weeks to find a new job.
Yeah.
But I've been thankful enough to find like at least like in like 2020 I found like 2 positions that I was like okay with, and I've been with them for 2 years, which is like the longest I've ever really had a job for. But oh gosh, honestly, I feel like just working just working at
it could be coworkers, it could be customers.
Okay, then I will say this story, because this is probably the one that sticks out to me the most, and it made me solemnly vow that I would never work food service again.
This ought to be good. Ari's life's just a fucking bliss. It's a puddle of bliss. I've never had a bad work experience.
No. Working at a Dunkin' Donuts was awful. The whole summer was awful. It was terrible. I was depressed. It was not great. And so it was one of those things where like we would get our regulars. We had like this group of old people that would always come in the morning. They were all very nice, very fantastic. We had these construction workers that would always come in either on their way to the job site or away from the job site. Also always nice, fantastic, loved them. And then every once in a while we would get like the tourists were usually okay too. And every once in a while we would just get like the backwoods Maine rednecks coming through who thought they were all that in a bag of chips. And like the rednecks that would try to act like they were bougie, like those people.
Yeah.
And we had this one lady come in.
It's still weird to me that there's rednecks this far up north.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy to me.
There's so many, like at the high school I work at, like it was more prevalent when I was in school there. But like there were so many people with like Confederate flag bumper stickers, and like one kid had a huge Confederate flag in the back of his pickup truck. Like it is crazy.
I wouldn't expect that at all.
Oh yeah, no.
There's gonna be rednecks everywhere.
I suppose so.
Yeah, it was.
They spread like bed bugs.
Oh my god.
I mean, if I am drunk enough or tired enough and you catch me at the right time, I sound like a redneck.
Yeah. Cameron gets that weird sloppy southern slur.
Yeah. But like it was one of those things where we would get those people that would come in and you were just like, you either do cocaine or meth and act like you're bougie, or you just might be a redneck.
That sounds like all of Florida.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to say thank you, Jeff Foxworthy, for telling this story.
Yeah, I wanted to throw that joke in there. I love that skit. And so this woman comes in and she ordered her drink, and I was making drinks that day. I wasn't on the register because I hated being on the register. And so I was making her drink, or I made her drink, and she had gotten an espresso shot in it. And so I'd forgotten to put it in. She had taken a sip and she like knew it was off. And I was like, oh my goodness, I forgot to put in your espresso shot. Here, I'll just pour it in and it'll be good. And she looked at me, and the look she gave me, she looked at me like I was insane. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, what? I made your drink. She was like, and she picked it up. She took a sip and she's like, this tastes like shit. Make it again. I was like, what? And she looked at me and she was like, what are you? Insert R word here because I hate saying it.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Are you blank?" And I was like,
"It's ricotta, by the way. The word
yes.
is ricotta." For those who don't know,
I hate ricotta.
And so I was just dumbfounded, and I had heard that word before, and when I was younger, I had been called that word, but it's been so long since I had heard it like used so aggressively I'd never heard it used so aggressively at me. And I almost I had to physically hold myself back from crying because I was already stressed out because it was during rush. And she was like, "I used to work for the Dunkin' Donuts in Kittery, and this tastes like shit. You need to remake it. You're fucking stupid." And all this, that, and the other thing. And my manager, who hated me, by the way, and would talk shit about me behind my back, literally standing behind me, she walked over and she was like, "What's the problem? What's going on?" and stuff like that. And she was like, "This kid doesn't know how to make fucking drinks," and yada, 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 and all that stuff. And so, the manager ended up remaking it and was basically just like, "Get the fuck out of my store." Never talk to my employees like that. And
you know what? Even if the manager didn't like you, at least they did that much for you.
Yeah, that is the one thing I'm grateful for. She eventually got fired for breaking child labor laws, but that's a whole other thing.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, but either way, it was hands down. From that moment on, I'm like, I'm never doing this again. It was not fun.
Can confirm that is specifically it might happen in a restaurant, but a situation like that 90% of the time is a drive-through situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't understand. Okay, so here's my thing, especially when it comes to espresso, because I've worked at Starbucks.
Yeah,
and the whole that shot is dead mentality, that's not a thing.
Yeah,
the caffeine is still fucking fine. It's in there. It's alive and kicking. The fact that it hasn't been poured into because when you're making the drink,
hold on, what does "that shot is dead" mean?
It doesn't fucking mean anything.
But when people say it, what do
they're
they think
it's not fresh, because when it comes down and you see the little bit of whatever rising to the top, that means your fucking shot is separated. It shouldn't mean it's alive. And they're like, "Yeah, but it'll mix when you pour it in the cup." I was like, or if you let that shot rest for a little bit, you get more of the full flavor of what the actual espresso shot is going to be. So when Starbucks is like that, or any coffee shop is like, "Those shots are live, don't let them die, it doesn't mean anything. They want you to hurry the fuck up. That's what they want. It's shorthand for you need to be moving all the time, and that's what we want from you. So your shots aren't dead. So if you ever work at a coffee shop and you work with coffee, and I know you do, Cameron, and they're like, "Don't let your shots die," that person's an idiot. That your shots aren't dying. There's nothing wrong with that espresso shot, because when you put it into that cup to begin with anyway. So Starbucks, for instance, they have a thing where you make your shot and you froth your milk, and you want to do it almost simultaneously, because you want to get that shit done. And then they have another thing where I forget what it's called, but when you're in the midst of making one drink, start on another one while something's blending, and then because they want you to keep moving. So I think that's where a majority of your shot is dying, or that's a dead shot, comes from. But if you would just still use that same shot, instead of making me dump it and waste even more time to pour what you consider a live shot into their drink, it doesn't mean anything. So the fact that woman lost her fucking mind, because she probably holds on to the mentality of I hear people say that's, or I've worked for so-and-so, and that's a dead shot. She's like, so this drink is ruined in her stupid little fucking bird brain.
As someone who also worked in a drive-thru, it's more likely that she noticed her drink didn't taste the way it should.
But
what I'm saying, the after effect, when Ari added the shot in.
I know, that's where I'm getting to. And then it was pointed out to her, "I'm sorry, I missed this item, this step."
Yeah.
Where it's as simple as just adding it. It would be like if I forgot to put the fucking whipped cream on a milkshake. It quite literally just goes on top. That's it. Done. It's the same fucking drink.
Yeah.
But so many people, especially in a fucking drive-thru, think, well, I get the whole thing made. I get a whole new thing, right?
Yeah.
Because you messed up. So I just get a whole new item. I get 2 items essentially.
No, if I made your vanilla Coke wrong and I forgot to put vanilla in your Coke, I'm just gonna put vanilla in there and stir it up.
Yeah.
And bam, bitch, you got vanilla Coke now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna start from scratch.
But
Yeah.
so many people, like when I worked for a drive-thru, the amount of people that were, I worked for Panera. A lot of the salads had so many fucking toppings on them, and between all the changes and modifications you could make. Let's say someone got the fucking summer salad and the blueberries were forgotten, or vice versa. They asked for no blueberries, but a replacement, like of a different fruit. And you took the blueberries off, but you forgot to put the different fruit on, and you handed it to them. And they saw that there was no replacement fruit. And they were like, I need a whole new one. It's like, I'm just going to fucking put the strawberries on top.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking I'm not giving you more product.
Yeah, I honestly because I'm pretty sure she threw I think the way she said it was like she was like actively handing me back the cup, so she literally just wanted me to dump it out and remake it.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense.
No,
if you pour that shot in there and mix it, it's the same drink.
Exactly. And I feel like I don't know what she thought, because I made it exactly to her order and I pointed that out to her, but she kept arguing with me that it tasted like shit, and she I don't know what was going on through her head. I think she really just woke up and decided, she either always wakes up and decides to be a bitch, or she woke up that day and decided that she wanted to be a bitch to this random college freshman.
I like the idea of someone being so angry that they're like, I have to be an asshole all the time. From the moment I wake up and brush my teeth to putting on my clothes aggressively, to no matter what it is, just all of it, just bitchy all the time.
Oh my god.
I drew him.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about Quill?
Yeah.
Quill's not bitchy. Quill's for people don't know about this. This is for D&D, for the campaign that I run. I don't want to get into too much to our to the D&D campaign.
Oh, I just we were quite literally just talking about him earlier.
Yeah, Quill's angry werewolf boy brother to Mika, who's now dead. Mika's not dead. Quill's dead. Quill, angry boy, kill you all the time. Fuck your corpse, maybe leave you. No, he's. That's just who he is. That's not him being like, I need this.
No, some people literally just wake up and choose violence.
Yeah. No, he wakes up and he is violent. That's what the difference is.
Oh, but yeah.
All right. No, for that story, you know what? That's a little bit more. I wouldn't say that it breaches kidnapping.
Yeah,
you had to talk about your kidnapping, which I don't.
Yeah, it scared the fuck out of me. I quite literally had a full meltdown at my current place of work a month ago, because I am states away from where that happened, but I saw a man who looked vaguely like him. Ooh. And he looked at me and we locked eyes, and I just full broke down.
Oh.
But no, I get it. So
yeah.
Now I'll give you 2 Phoebes.
Cool.
Are you actually taking notes?
I am. It says points from podcast. Cameron 25, Ari 20.
Oh my god.
I am taking notes.
I love how serious this has gotten for me.
I am competitive.
Are you? Are you
I
just
am.
naturally very competitive?
Yes. I honestly don't know what it is. I've had so many people who are very into astrology be like, it's just because you're an Aries that I'm competitive. No, I'm just really fucking competitive.
No, I just want to give off fuck you energy. That's what it is.
I'm just very competitive, and I'm one of those people. Yes.
It's because you're small.
You're closer to hell. That's why.
I was about to say, it's closer to hell.
It's because you're small.
I'm not that small, though.
I'm angry all the time. We're in a house with 2 6-foot boys.
I know, and I'm barely pushing 5'4", 5'5". I think I'm at 5'4". I'm pushing 5'5".
There has been 2 occurrences though where I've walked, I get my shoes on, which adds an extra inch, and I walk out there, and you'll be in the coming out of your room, and I won't see you. I'll hear the door and I'll look around, but I usually look this way, and my eyes go right over your head, and I'm like,
You're just out of that.
You're just out of sight.
We have to slightly look down to see.
Because I usually keep my chest up and my head up, but
and I hunt.
So I have to go down like a full like almost 20 degrees. I'm like, oh yeah, there's
I hunch
space.
a little bit too. Like when I dance, I sit like even just sitting now. Like when I sit naturally, like I am smaller, and then I sit up and I grow like 6 inches.
Yeah, you let your spine turn into wet paper.
But like when I like dance and stuff like that, like I have proper posture. It's there, it exists. I just don't use it.
That's my choir posture.
I was better at my posture, and then I fucked up my back in my car accident. So now I hunch, and also I draw a lot, so I hunch from that too. But like when I sit up or like stand up straight in proper posture, like that's when I'm like 5'5". Yeah. When I hunch over, I'm probably like 5'3". Like I lose like 2 or 3
I'm losing
inches.
Ground.
Yeah. I am very small.
All right, for the second question, which will determine our winner. What the fuck are you doing? Can you just drink it instead of giving it head? No response.
He's laughing too hard.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the tip tastes like strawberries. That's what I've gleaned from that. Anyway, so this next question is something that it doesn't have to like personally affect you. You have to be present.
Okay.
This is going to be about family or friends. What is something that has happened when you've been like in a family outing or just with friends, where something just either funny or ridiculous has happened that you would probably put at like the top of your chain? Like you can think about yours, Cameron. Ari looks like they're getting ready to go to town on this one.
All my family outings are just mean.
See, I feel like I've already kind of told mine, because one of my top stories is definitely the guy on the Costa cruise whipping it out to dry it off with a towel, realizing I was looking in his direction, tucking it back and walking away.
When we were talking about balls hanging out of shorts, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No, we can move away from that.
Yeah, no. So there's another one that I can think of. My family tends to have very interesting things happen on our vacations, and my family also has a very strange sense of humor. So I have like one very brief one and then like one slightly longer one. The very brief one is we were at a zoo one time, and my younger cousin was probably like 6 or like 5 or 6 at the time. She was a toddler. And we're walking around the zoo, and we're like, "Oh, look, it's a mom and its baby," because like there's 2 animals in the thing, and it looked like one of them was on top of the back of the other one, and then all of a sudden they just start going at it, and my mom and my aunt and I, and even my brother were like, "Oh no! Hey, look over here! There's a bear!"
What, to divert the children's attention?
Yeah.
As if they knew.
Oh god, I do have another zoo story where things.
All right, well let's not get out of hand.
No. So my other funny one is we were driving to upstate, or we were going to Niagara Falls, and we stopped in Syracuse because we heard there was a state fair. And we were like, "Oh, we'll stop here for the night," because my mom started getting really tired too, because my brother and I weren't old enough to drive yet. And we had a full day of like school. We had a football game, and we were playing in the pep band with the marching band and stuff like that. And then we pretty much went home, left our house at like 9-10 o'clock at night, and we're just driving for like ever. And so we get to this hotel probably around like maybe like, I don't even know what time. It was very late, either that night or the next night.
Next night?
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't the next night. I think it was the same night. It was like probably like 2-3 a.m. Something like that. I think we're outside of Albany, New York. Maybe it was 4 a.m. I don't remember. Either way. We first we see this hotel, or we like knew we were staying at that hotel. We see this hotel, and my mom was like, "Look, there's the hotel. Now, how do we get there?" And I was just so tired. I thought it was hilarious, and I just went, "Ha!" in the back of the car. Nothing else.
Nothing else. Just
Nothing else. Just ha. We lost
like
it.
a sad bike horn.
Yeah. And so then we find this hotel. We eventually get there, and the man inside at the front desk.
Did you honk at him?
No.
Hello, welcome to our fucking lavish 5-star hotel. How can I?
No, I didn't honk at him. But my mom.
I'm a goose.
I'm just a silly little goose. But my mom walked up to go talk to him, and my brother and I were trying not to fall asleep in the lobby. And this man is like, "Welcome to our hotel."
Is that how he talked?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like,
He honked.
He honked. He was full nasal. Oh. I bet a choir teacher would slap him silly.
He was like, "The pool closes."
Squidward. Or what's the guy
Yeah,
that Squidward's
Squidward.
always trying to show up?
Oh god.
He's like the millionaire artist.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
Like
Oh my gosh.
Squilliam?
that. Squilliam, yeah.
Yeah.
Squilliam.
It was literally like that. And so he was talking like that. He was like, "Your room is on the 5th floor. And you will like all this breakfast is at 6 a.m.
That
Just
monotone.
that monotone.
I couldn't.
That is
I
funny.
couldn't. I would look at him and I would tell a joke. I would start this. I would tell a joke and be like,
So you, my brother and I, nearly crying in the background, trying not to laugh.
he's perfected this Squidward voice that he can't leave. He's trapped.
And my mom is standing there trying not to laugh as she's trying to talk to him. Like her shoulders are by her ears, tight lips. She's just the whole time we get out or we like go out to the car to grab our stuff and we just lose it. We're like, oh my god. And we were also, mind you, we'd been up for like 36 hours. So it made it a million times better.
No,
And
hold on.
it's
If
just-
you're up for 36 hours, were you guys hallucinating, or
No,
was this actually
no.
this man's voice?
No, this is actually this man's voice. Like we all three of us remember it vividly. It was not a group hallucination.
I would have drawn him a picture of a clarinet and like, you really need this in your life.
But oh my god.
Just hang it on the glass.
Yeah. It was just, and he talked so slow too. My mom was like, "Oh, please, for the love of God, I can't do this." It was just, oh my god, it was hilarious.
Oh my God.
We still frequently talk about that every time we go out to upstate New York. We're just like, remember that man in the hotel? And we just lose it again. And so and also we now have it where whenever anyone in my family asks, "Now how do we get there?" My mom will just go, "Ha." So yes, that is my funny travel story.
All right, I like that a lot.
It's the only audio-
Fucking, it was okay up and then it got great. Squidward.
Oh my god.
All right, what about you, Cameron?
Does the story, is it just family or can it be me?
It can be. I said family or friends. And I don't want to exclude it to just you, because that could just be you going crazy in the bedroom.
Yeah, which we all know has happened at some point. And it's just funny stories.
Yeah, a little more. Your last ones were dark.
Yeah.
Dead animals and
That's always how my stories go.
Cameron's whole thing is
the
Edgar
first
Allan Poe.
words you said to my mother.
Oh yeah, I mean that's going to be a very short one, but yeah, if you want to put that in there, maybe we could do that.
There's when I went to the fair with my old best friend, It's a very short one. It mostly involves me. There's when I got drunk on my 21st birthday in front of my mom. None of these are super absurd, though.
I would suggest one, but I think it's kind of cheating because it's one we share.
It's one we share?
Yeah.
Oh, now I want to know.
When we went to the McElroy show and on the trip back, that was the first time you heard that story.
Oh.
When we went to the show.
Shit in her hand, girl. I feel like we need to build up to this episode.
Yes.
That shit in her hand, girl deserves a whole hour and 40 minutes.
Whoa.
Not a whole hour and 40
thinking
minutes.
Like 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes is
shit
appropriate.
In her hand, girl. Maybe 48 minutes if like we get a guest.
Fine.
Yeah.
But we can't bring shit in her hand, girl, up today.
I'd bring her into the room to talk about it.
She lives in New York now. She
What?
lives in Brooklyn.
We know what she sounds like. She called.
Yeah.
Well, I know what she sounds like. Shit in your hand, girl. If you're listening to this, no, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Scratch.
I'm
Scratch
excited to see if anyone.
Just all of mine are so short.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'll let you tell 2 short ones, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna be frank right now. I don't know if it's gonna compare to.
Oh, it's not.
Me imagining a man who sounds like Squidward.
It's not at all.
Running a hotel. Which, by the way, Ari, for that, give yourself 3 Phoebes. That was awesome.
Thank you.
No, none of them are going to compare by a long shot.
Beautiful.
It had to come out. I'm gonna do.
Yeah. So much silence in the air.
I know.
This is perfect for a podcast.
My family isn't funny. They're just
All right.
mean.
Well, guys, that wraps it up. We're coming
Hey.
into a little bit over an hour.
Hey.
Cameron, I'm going to give you 2 Phoebes.
Hey. Okay. Your first interaction with my mother was absolutely hilarious, if you ask me. My mom did not say hello or hi, my name is, or even how are you doing, or fuck you. My mom went, you must be the man who is bringing my daughter back. And Cole looked my mother dead in the face, has never said a word to this woman, doesn't know who she is,
Except for now.
and went, no, I'm the guy who's fucking your son, and just moved on with his day.
That is.
And I, at that time, had never stood up to my mother. I stood up to my mother once.
Yeah.
And that was like the hottest thing you could have ever done. It was like, hell yeah. You tell my mom.
Well, because even your wretch of a human being of an aunt was like,
she did start
well done.
vaguely treating me better, vaguely, after you said that.
Yeah.
Which was good.
Because I think your mom was like, oh, these two are in a relationship. I'm going to run into this guy and his attitude a lot. Yeah.
Better behave,
Should probably tone it down a little bit.
She wasn't very good at that either.
Oh my god.
The other one, me and my friend had gone to the fair. I loved the fair. And I hadn't really eaten anything all day. And I had a very bad tendency around that time of just chewing on things I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would accidentally ingest those things.
Oh god.
So I had chewed on and accidentally eaten a significant amount of my hoodie that day.
Yeah.
Damn.
I
don't know what else to say, but damn.
I don't either, because I'd like to imagine just any character, really. And I guess in this case, just you as a person, realistically walking around
So you're
eating
just
your clothes.
A human goat?
I was wildly unhealthy.
Yeah.
It wasn't the hoodie, it was the pattern on the hoodie.
That
I
made
was
you
chewing-
what?
That
made
Want
you
to
hungry?
munch?
The pattern. I didn't even realize I was doing it. I'd get nervous and start chewing on things, and which the things would come off and I'd just swallow. Because I was like, oh god.
Spinnings for quitters.
Exactly.
A soldier through.
And we decided to go on one of those anti-gravity rides. And my friend was unaware that I hadn't eaten anything all day.
Except for your sweater.
Except my sweater.
You know what? I'm going to eat half my hoodie. Let's go on this ride that spins me around real fast, and I'm going to throw up oven mitts.
And it's kind of a blur. Like, I remember it, but it doesn't feel real. It's like I was watching from above what was going on. So when you get off this gravity ride, it's quite literally a one-person wide, like 5-step down set of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the first one getting off. And my friend was behind me and she patted my back and I looked at her and I went, I'm gonna throw up. She went, you can't do that. Not right now. Just take 3 more steps. And I took half a step and all over the stairs.
Oh no!
Just hoodie.
And mind you, I felt perfectly fine on the ride. I was just kind of sitting there like, neat. This is a ride. Whatever. It was the second I was on the stairs specifically.
Well, it's kind of like when you spin and like when you're spinning really fast in a circle. And like, you're like, yeah, this is kind of fun. You know, this is cool. I can do this. The moment you stop and then the world keeps rotating, and you're like, oh, I don't like this.
Like, not even walking to the stairs. Walking, I was fine. It was the act of going down the stairs. I was like, I'm going down. Like, I was like, this doesn't feel okay. And I heard like a cartoonish start of a wave of, oh, like, come up from behind me. So it started, and my friend went, oh, and then behind them, and it's like, again, it's like I could see it. This person looked over her shoulder and went, oh, and then it just continued.
Oh,
through the fucking ride.
Oh,
I'd like to get all the way up into the machine where people are getting on and they're brand new. And they're all just like, and they hear the and it fills the machine.
But
an echo chamber.
And all I can imagine, and I did eventually make it down the stairs. It took some help. But all I can imagine is like the one person was like, oh, fuck, this person threw up. And the person behind them went, what happened? And it just continued like telephone. Because there's no way the people in the back of the ride saw that I threw up on the stairs.
Yeah, no. Well, if it was, I like to think like your basic game of telephone, though, where things get so distorted over the messaging. So it starts with the first question, like, yeah, this kid fucking puked. This kid puked. That kid down there puked. The kid that disappeared through there puked. So eventually someone just being like, why is there vomit on the steps? So it completely just dissipates from the earth.
Yeah.
Like that, all the information just scatters and leaves.
But no,
There was just feral puke. Just
clear as day. I remember the wave of, it was great. Felt bad.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. You know what? You know what? At the end there, I think I am gonna agree with what I originally said when I was joking about just ending the episode at the time. But no, I'm gonna give you 2 Phoebes for that. Point keeper. What does that rack it up to?
Points from podcast. Cameron with 25 from the first question and 20 from the second question has 45. Myself from, I forgot to put down my actual question. Oh, I had 2 Phoebes the first one, I think.
Yeah.
So I had 20 and then I got 3 Phoebes for the second question because of Squidward. So I have 50. 50?
All right, so that puts you ahead by 5 points. So Ari is the winner for this episode. I enjoyed both of those. I don't think I've ever heard the vomit story, honey. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Very good.
I still love the idea of this wave of sound of just oh.
It's a very shameful moment for me.
Now I want to go to a fair, but also we won't go on the anti-gravity ride.
Woo! Oh my god, yeah. I like how we kicked it off with Cracker Barrel, and then just kind of slowly devolved into.
Both of you have seen black people in Cracker Barrel, and I am baffled by this.
It's like finding
Every
a shiny
time
Pokemon that
I've been to Cracker Barrel.
But you don't want to catch them. You want to kind of sit at the table and go, these people are insane.
Leave.
Exactly.
This food is bad.
Can we go hang out at a real place to
Like,
eat food?
I'm white and I'm scared in Cracker Barrel.
I am too.
To be
don't
fair,
like it in Cracker Barrel.
all
Cracker
of us
Barrel.
are gay,
Yeah.
so like Cracker Barrel's still dangerous grounds for us.
I walked into Cracker Barrel and I was like, I feel like I'm gonna be hate crimes.
Exactly. So
Like
the
you
fact
walk
that
around
both
the
of you
store
are
and you're like, I'm gonna find a KKK uniform in here. I swear.
the fact that both of you are like, yeah, we've seen black families in Cracker Barrel. I'm like,
Hold on.
flabbergasted.
Like, there's difference between black families and just black people.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe they're families, but honey, when I say that I've seen black people in Cracker Barrel, I mean out of like the 20 times I've been or forced to go
You went to Cracker Barrel 20 times?
by grandparents. Yes, it was a whole like I was young and forced to go to church, and Cracker Barrel was their saving grace. Anyway, so we go to Cracker. I mean, I've seen black people in a Cracker Barrel twice out of 20 times. Those numbers are still low. They're not zero, but goddamn it, they're there.
I mean, I guess to be fair, if you've been to Cracker Barrel roughly 20 times, I've been to Cracker Barrel like 4, if even. I think I can recall twice.
Yeah, that's
that I've
surprising.
been to
knowing,
Cracker Barrel.
that's surprising knowing your family, especially Grandma. She's
Cracker Barrel's expensive.
That was the most southern grandma way you could have said that, though.
Cracker Barrel's not expensive.
We went to IHOP after church. If we even went out, most of the time we just went home.
This guy will pay $7 for a coffee, but won't pay $4 for mac and cheese.
Oh my God.
No, we got $1 box mac and cheese at home.
Oh fuck!
We will make 4 boxes of it and feed the entire family versus feeding one person for the same amount. I say when we came back from church as if it wasn't just me and my grandmother in her friend's house.
Yeah.
Because grandma didn't bring me to church. She just brought me to her friend's house where they had Bible study. And they quite literally just studied the Bible just themselves. They didn't have a teacher. It was just the 3 of them.
All right, just hanging out. Like they were in high school.
Like just learning, like doing questions and like quizzing each other on the Bible.
All right. Do any of you guys have anything you want to do? I don't know how active you guys are on like Twitter or like Instagram or anything like that. Is there anything you want to plug before we
No, I think if you've ever been to Cracker Barrel and seen a black person at Cracker Barrel,
What about fucking Cracker Barrel?
Sponsored by Cracker Barrel.
let us know so we can like judge how often this actually happens.
Yeah, Ari's gonna run some numbers.
I want to run some numbers.
Gonna tab it all up.
An actual plug. We all do art.
Yes.
All
Me
3
less
of
so.
us.
Yeah.
I have only released 2 pieces because I have self-esteem issues. But Ari, I do not know what your art plug is, if you would like to put it or not.
Oh.
Any kind of shop name or anything someone can look up?
Yeah, if you look up Out of the Tide Pool Studios. That's my art.
Right.
Yeah.
I know you have at least a TikTok where you showcase some of your stuff.
Yeah, I have Noise Ahoy Studio, which is Noise is spelled Noiz, and then Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Studio.
Ahoy.
Again, I don't do a whole lot. If anyone requests things, I like drawing man titties. Not gonna lie. I like drawing titties. That's a majority of what I do.
Awesome.
Mine's mostly angst. So
my TikTok is Wolf's Crest, WOLVES Crest, no spaces. I like to do voices.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've been doing a lot of voices.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of voices recently. I've kind of just let go and just now I'm having fun with it. But no, I am your porch sentinel, Cole.
Whoa! Porch Sentinel was my thing.
And I'm stealing it.
I'm Ari. Now I need a cool one.
I want yours. Yours was what? Glizzy Gobbler? I'll take that one. Is that not what you said earlier? Glizzy Guzzler?
And this is and that
Hi, I'm Cameron.
Oh fuck.
chairs in this room.